Welcome back to another podcast segment of Straight Talk with All Pest Solutions. My name is Wendell Daniel, founder and CEO of All Pest Solutions. And today we're going to talk about all things pest control and service related in that industry that we're in. And so today my special guest is Daryl McCullough. And so I thought it was only fitting that I have Daryl on the show today since he is our service manager over all things service. And so Daryl, tell us a little bit about yourself.
67 years old. I've been with you about 17 years now. I like what I do.
Amen.
I love pest control.
You know, the cool thing is Daryl and I have been friends and literally next door neighbors for 25 plus years, and he's been a loyal and dedicated and phenomenal employee for 17 of those. He was a technician in the field for, I guess, 15 or so of those years, and,
Yep.
and then we promoted him to service manager, and he's over all of our guys. You know, so I thought, what better way to open and talk about service? Because if I title this thing today, all pest control companies and pest control service is not created equal. And today we just really want to talk to you about what makes the difference. And so we'll kind of open with, every day, if you stop at a McDonald's and buy a hamburger anywhere in the world, a Big Mac is a Big Mac. And we try to build the same type of minimum treating standards with what we do every day. So every stop, every time, if you follow us and know that we just released a video yesterday that talks about a little bit about our service standard. We try to do it the same way every time, and then we add the things that are special about that service. I got some pictures today I want to kind of show. We'll just kind of start and try to build a little bit of value with you and understand what it is. I'm going to start with the one about picture about the truck, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So here's one of our service vehicles. And so right off the bat, I think one of the biggest things that separates us apart is we're not just running just a basic truck with a TPCL number on the side. We have them wrapped, we have a rolling billboard, but more than anything else, everything's got a topper, everything's enclosed, but what's inside is what's important. And so, as we transition there, Dale, and I'll show some pictures. I just want to talk about how we set our trucks up.
Yep.
And where it really makes the difference with All Pest Solutions. I'll start with the biggest piece with us is we run a 2-rig system. And that may not mean a lot to the average homeowner, but first biggest difference is that we don't pull a backpack or a can off to do a service.
Nope.
And so as I find some pictures here, we run, so like for example here's a setup with 2 different pumps. We run 2 different hose reels. For example, here's a non-repellent reel, and we have a repellent reel. As I show those pictures, Daryl, so here's our 2-tank system. You can see the edge of the 2 hose reels there. Tell them a little bit about why we do it that way while I show these other pictures.
Well, we just give a lot better service. According to every situation, which is always different, whatever we need at the time, we can just go to the truck, pull it off, and use it. You get a better service. Quality of service is great. Better coverage on your house, yard, whatever needs to be sprayed. It's always taken care of. There's no going back to the house and getting something else or having to go do this or do that.
So here's a better pick. So we have 2-tank system. We have a non-repellent tank and a repellent tank. We showed you a picture a while ago. We have a repellent reel and a non-repellent reel. The same thing with the pumps. Everything is separate. And the biggest difference for that is not every house is the same. If we pull up to the house and the house is having ants, then we're pulling the non-repellent hose. They're already mixed that way. They've never been cross-contaminated. We pull up to a house that's got spiders or earwigs, then we're pulling the repellent hose. And the difference at the end of the day is how well the service is controlled for the customer. And so, the other thing I think that separates us apart is we just carry a plethora of product. And so we can mix and change and do whatever. It's, in other words, a good analogy I like to use is ibuprofen. You don't take that for everything. Sometimes you need Tylenol, and sometimes you need codeine, and sometimes you need something stronger than that.
Yeah.
so as I transition a little bit here, one of the things else that I think separates us apart is just the diversity that we have. And so, for example, like here's one of our termite rigs, and so we can do a pre-treat. We can do big termite work. Another one that separates us apart is we have a chigger rig. So yard spray, for example, that's our picture of our chigger truck. You would be amazed of how much that truck runs every day, especially in the summertime in Texas. There again, what's the difference? There's 17,000 licensed pest control companies in the state of Texas, and probably 15,000 of them have gone to just a backpack and a backpack only. They can't even do a yard spray application like that. Tell them as I show this picture. So when we do carry a backpack, but it's more for a backup. It's if somebody else fails, the guys can continue to roll.
Yep, it's just for like gates that have been closed and we can't get to it. We can put a backpack on and walk around, go do what we need to do.
There is a fog machine. It's just a backpack fogger. So I guess I would tell the audience, Daryl, what do we use that for?
That is for your mosquitoes.
When we do mosquito treatments, we put the backpack fogger on and fog. We fog the trees.
Shrubbery, brush, grass.
We talked about earlier about non-repellent versus repellent. When we go in the house, we do carry a can. We separate them as well. We have a non-repellent can and a repellent can, so that everything is separate with us. Nothing is cross-contaminated. Help explain them to the audience for me why the repellent versus the non-repellent and how that's important at the house.
If you make a mistake and put on a repellent chemical onto a house that has ants, you're going to trap those ants inside the house. They will not come out and cross that chemical.
So if you bring the wrong product to the party at a service, you can make the problem worse.
Yep, it will cost you in the long run. It will cost us in the long run.
So one of the first things we do when we sell a service, we understand what it is that we're going out there for, or when we get to a reoccurring service and we talk and meet with the customer, what are you having problems with? And we know, which hose to pull, which B&G to pull, which can to pull, what service to apply. Yep. One of the things that I think separates us apart is, just there again, product choice. There's a picture here today, just as we open up one of the side of the trucks, the guys have got a plethora of products. We call it a rolling pharmacy, if you will. They can decide what they want to mix, how they want to mix based on your problems and what your needs are. Just a little side piece I thought was interesting. We understand that, we're protecting your house, which is the largest investment of your life. We take pride in that. Our guys wear shoe covers. Every truck's got shoe covers on it, so we don't go in a house without shoe covers on. Another interesting, I'll let Daryl talk about this one, but that's a flashlight. Now, you would think a flashlight's a flashlight, but let's just talk about a flashlight for a minute.
Flashlight in the attic is amazing. You go up there, it goes dead on you, it is no good.
The interesting thing is a lot of pest control companies don't even provide their technicians with a flashlight. That's a $130 stream light, rechargeable flashlight, every technician, every truck, every time, so that we can be able to look and inspect, whether it be under the cabinet or regardless of wherever. Yep. The biggest difference, you pick up the phone, you call a company, you would think it's all the same. I assure you, the way we've built our model, from the way we set our trucks up, the way we have different diversity on the trucks, we have product different choices, we have the non-repellent and repellent things, all those things separate us apart. At the end of the day, when you boast about experience the ultimate in value, integrity, and trust, and you've got a slogan of "Got Pest, Call the Best," you can't just talk about it. As I said in the video this week, you got to be about it. And the other thing that I find interesting, is Daryl, service manager. He learned from the ground up, was a technician for 15 years. You're not going to pull the wool over his eyes. He's done it all. He's seen it all. One of his job responsibilities is to inspect what we expect. He's out in the field with the guys every day. We have a troubled customer. He's at the house. He rides with the guys. He trains with the guys. He's in the field with them every day, so that we ensure that we get quality service to the customer.
That's my job. Make people happy.
Yep. And we take that serious. So, hey, we appreciate you guys joining us today. We hope you learned something new about, there is a difference in pest control when you're choosing. When you take on the animal kingdom for a living every day, it's a tough job, but we take it serious. We don't skimp on product. We don't skip on the quality of our trucks and our service equipment so that we provide you with as best service possible based on the needs of you that you have as a consumer from service to service. So we appreciate you joining us today. See us next month for our next Straight Talk with All Pest Solutions.